Okay, this is actually an Akadasi. I'm doing this on a I'm doing this on an Akadasi, but I'm just gonna try to show something. And verification, I have no other verification except that it helps me. It helps balance me. So I can point out a little bit about it. This should be verified by somebody who's like a yogi or somebody like that Bradley Nelson. Somebody like Bradley Nelson could actually give a good insight because he deals with balancing. If the person isn't balanced in so many ways, Bradley, he talks mostly of balancing emotionally, emotional balancing. And he's had great success with emotional balancing. Okay? So it's there. Okay, and I hope you'll be able to see this. Okay, we can have there's a personality. Okay. Got hands. Okay. Now, uh, since I'm more into numbers and not so much into emotions, brain doesn't work like that. Uh, Emotional things are coming from the right side of the brain, like the arts of painting. So many arts are coming from that side, and the numerical side is working more in a material way, but they're the same. They're the same. We're working in the same way because it all has to pass through. Okay, so now uh, a writer here, we could give you that's hertz. This is around 200 hertz. You know, if you were to take a person that's balanced and everything, this is around 200 hertz here. And it'll go up. It'll go 300, 400, all 528 is around 528 is around the heart section. Okay, then you're going up 600. Yeah, 600. Then you go up 700. You can around here 700, 800, 900. Now, if one would see the balance, the balance between the negative side and the positive side. Okay, the flow of energy. The flow of energy is so much. It's 200, and around here is around 900. And actually, in the aura, there's two more ones, so you could go around 1100. You could go up to 1100 hertz. So you can measure it between the bottom of the feet all the way up until the second chakra. They're called chakras. Or energy center. You can say energy center, you can say chakra, okay? They're flowing. They're spinning. They have a spin. They have a vibration. This is their frequencies. This is their frequencies that can be measured. Every frequency has a color related to it. Starting from, of course, infrared. You go from infrared, infrared, okay, all the way up into ultraviolet. All the way up to ultraviolet. Okay? So you got the in and the out. The into this material world, the into this world, and it's comprehensible. You're standing on Earth, so the into this Earth is around 200, and the elevation and out of this Earth is higher. And of course it goes higher and higher. So you want this balanced. You want a body, I'll make sure this thing's running. Okay, yeah, it's still going. Okay, now, I am not a scientist. I'm not a dedicated person to this, but I'm doing it myself, and it's just self stuff. Okay? So you want a balance. This part of your body wants to know what this part of the body has. And they want communication. They want communication. Don't think that this part of the body automatically knows this part of the body. It doesn't. You may have nerves that are sending, signals and telling, all the, involuntary muscles how to work and everything. But it is really disrupted, especially in this time. And that's why in yoga you won't find this. Yoga is a system of breathing, a system of asanas, exercises, that we're not in the digital era. We are in a digital era. You can't say it's demonic act, you can't say anything like that, but its use is helpful in some ways. But its application, the application of digital, try to understand the application of digital. To get digital, you have a beautiful sine wave. Oh, I've got different sine waves that are coming out of my brain. And one of the most wonderful sine wave is that sine wave that is equal to your heart, 528. That sine wave is the delta sine wave. That sine wave is the peak. That's the peak of perfection. Where is it? In the middle. It's right in the middle. We want that sine wave. We want that sine wave to give balance to the whole body. The digital, it cuts. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And it seems it can never do it. They say that it does it, but they can never do it. They say this has been eliminated. Because that part makes it difficult to transmit, makes it difficult to condense, makes it difficult to do anything with it. So they've taken that out. Well, put your head together. They have what is called a analytical, I'm not going to put everything, analytical to digital converter. Okay? Now they're claiming that this digital does not have all the sine wave. Okay? Right? It doesn't have all the sine wave. Now, there's also a converter that you should think about getting. And all it is a chip, a digital to analytical converter. Ask the question, the obvious question, how the heck does digital, I can see that digital can come out of analytical, but if you erase this, how do you replace it? And then replace it in the right way? Because it was never erased. It just takes a portion out, but it can never erase it completely. It's still there. So this is what you want. You want Okay, I can use digital. Oh, it'll help me out. And this, that, and the other. And I just glorify digital so much. But you have to translate it to analytical, analog. That is not being done. That's why all human emotions and everything that's in that frequency is such a beautiful frequency. A sine wave frequency. Oh, it's harmonious. It's not critical. It's not damaging. It's harmonious. So, back to what we want to do. We want to harmonize this whole body. Very difficult. You can't keep it harmonized. As soon as you put a what's taking the picture right there, as soon as that thing's put in my pocket, it disharmonizes, but at least we can get some balance. Okay? So I'll see if everything's here. Move this around. See if we can get a good shot there. I hope you'll be able to see it because I have nobody to. Okay, I got that much of an area to work with. Okay. Well, now, I have my timer on my mobile, and it tells me this is what I do every morning. I don't put my foot on this ground. Why? Because my body worked so hard all night long trying to balance me out. So I'm pretty well balanced. As soon as I put my foot on this ground, I'm disbalancing myself. So I want to take what has been balanced here and put it up here. And just to keep everything in nice perspective here, working with the dhoti is a little difficult here. So we're going to work with a pair of pants on. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this will be a little bit more practical. You're right. I'm not prepared for anything because I'm not even into all this. Okay. So now that is the accumulation of all these lines, all this electricity. We're looking for electrical balance, right? We want to get electrical balance. Okay, so we want this. Okay? Now these are very electrically connected. These will be connecting this whole body. Okay? So every one of these fingers, this is fire. This is air. This is ether. This is water. And this is earth. So we're going to take all these elements and we're going to put them into a balance. At least my upper part will know what my lower part is doing completely. So for 1 minute, and I'm not going to hold it for 1 minute. For 1 minute, I put my two thumbs together. And I hold that about for a minute. Someone who could calculate the benefit, they'd be able to tell if a minute is good enough, or more than a minute, or less than a minute is enough. And then I do them all, one after another. with this, you have to have clean hands too. But dealing with this, you have to have clean feet so that you don't get become contaminated. So I do the same thing. It's a simple process. I do the same thing with this part. I'm sorry for those who are too fat, can't move around, or not agile, or anything like that, but this helps out. This helps out. Well, you got the point. You do all 5 of those. Just for myself doing it for a while, you really get a feeling for your body. You really get a nice feeling for your body. It really gives you just some inner feeling that may have not have been there before, and it helps out a lot. I hope somebody like a great yogi will come and tell, because this is a different age, and electrical balancing is a must. People can overlook it. People can criticize grounding and things like that, but grounding, oh, it does not do as much as this does. And and if someone can get a hold of somebody like Bradley Nelson or somebody of that sort, I know they would find this really helpful to human society. Of course, I live in a very simple way. If anyone feels any change or help in any way from what I've shown them, they can always send a little bit of royalty. Keep the bread on the table, you know. Okay. Thank you very much, and Hare Krishna, and yeah, I hope it helps out. Nothing against digital, and I'd be a fool to be against digital, but don't let digital fool you. Digital makes you think you can do something that you can't. It gives you powers that you don't have. So, and this is just one little example. This cost not even $10. It's a digital audio analog. It's digital analog converter. That's all it is. It's called an audio converter from digital to analog. Cost about $10. And the only thing that's in here is a chip. It's a little chip, and just the whole thing is just a box to hold the chip and to get the plugins. But it's all it is a chip. So it isn't that complicated to get to the people, and it isn't that complicated to get to them so they can have better health and understand that, okay, I'm giving you a machine called a mobile, or I'm giving you a machine called a computer that may give you some disbalance in your life, but also they can provide the analog, you know, get it back to its natural state, and nobody has to tell you, when you take part of a frequency away or hide that frequency, whatever, and you're taking the nature away of it. You're taking its nature Everything has nature. So if you take the nature away, you're taking your own nature away. You are eliminating your own nature. So what happens? You don't know. The ability to discern, to make any decisions gets a little bit strange. Am I a man or am I a woman? All your discernment gets molested. All your uh, loving, all your loving symptoms get molested. Everything. So I consider it a must. Maybe that's overemphasizing or something like that, but I consider it a must. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Hare Krishna.